The GameStop Rebellion rages on. Yesterday, Robinhood, the trading app used by many of those on the subreddit Wall Street Bets, restricted the trading of 13 different stocks. I'm sorry, you could sell it, you couldn't buy it. What that basically was doing was manipulating the market so that you could only sell down. People were freaking out. They were effectively stealing money from regular people. But the regular people didn't stop. They held. And although the price did drop down for the GameStop stock down to like 150, it's back up right now pre-market like 330. People like Glenn Greenwald are posting, they hope it makes it to $500. Squeeze out these hedge funds. Well, the hedge fund, the main hedge fund in question in the story, I believe, has already been bought up. So effectively ended their run, stripped them of a massive amount of their value, and all of that money, it's amazing, was transferred from Wall Street hedge funds to regular people who are buying up the stock. Now we're seeing it's scared. They're terrified. Robinhood claims that they're reopening the buying of certain stocks. They're not. It's restricted. You can buy, I think, 5 shares of GameStop. They have still locked it up. They are just pretending. They've also had to raise $1 billion overnight because it's all just breaking apart. But you want to talk about revealing? Let me talk about revealing. In this clip, former SEC Commissioner Laura Unger compares short squeeze to January 6th at the Capitol. Let me play this for you.
It really puts a lot of question about the integrity of the market, right? And it really kind of, everybody's scratching their heads over this. What should happen? What is the right thing to do to control this or stop this? Not unlike what we saw on January 6th at the Capitol, right? If you don't have the police in there at the right time, things go a little crazy. And that's kind of feels like what's happening with this. Much different, much lesser degree. It's financial harm, not personal bodily harm. But certainly that's the same kind of, platform created frenzy that people are operating under. And these are very trying times.
If you don't have the police in there at the time, what does that mean? We're not talking about people smashing windows. We're not talking about a riot at a government building, obstructing a constitutional process. We're talking about regular people going online and being like, yo, I'm going to buy this stock, woo, and then hitting enter. What should police do? Should the police go in and stop the institutional raids by the hedge funds when they short stocks to destroy businesses? Tell everyone in the media that don't buy, don't invest, don't shop here? We ignore that as they strip value and burn these businesses to the ground? Yeah, they don't care. There's no reaction. None. So I've seen some threads from people and they're saying, look, this hedge fund was small. They're losing a few $1 billion. But so what? This is not going to have the impact everyone thinks it is. And Wall Street's going to be fine, blah, blah, blah. Then why are we talking about it? Then why are you talking about it? Why are you blocking trades? Why is it becoming one of the most viral stories in the world? Why is it that Robinhood and Reddit are now like the top downloaded apps on the App Store? Because it is serious and they are scared. And that's why this woman is comparing it to the January 6th insurrection. So they say. That's what they call it, right? She's saying it because to them, they know what this is. And there's nothing they can do to stop it. There's nothing illegal about regular people deciding to buy a stock. Now, look, I'm not a legal expert. I'm not a financial expert. I got to say it in every single video, every single time, because that's what everyone does. But look, get your advice from someone else. I'm not telling you what to do, because I'm not buying the stock. I do have some in Nokia, but that's because I like the company. That being said, you have regular people who go online and one guy goes, I want to buy this stock. I'm doing it because it's funny. And they do. So my general understanding, which I've seen, and it could be wrong, is that if there was, say, an organization that was secretly colluding to manipulate the markets between powerful investors, it'd be illegal. A bunch of regular people expressing their opinion and putting a couple $100 in, not illegal. But they're claiming it's the storming of the Capitol. That's how insane they are. No, I think maybe it's just reality. I think it's just the truth. This is, you know what? Maybe this really is like the storming of the Capitol. Not in the same way. It's smarter. It's more resourceful. It's peaceful. It's hilarious. And everyone from left to right likes it. I got a super chat on last night's podcast. Someone said that Crystal Ball, on Crystal and Cigar, was maniacally laughing, talking about what was going on. And I'm like, yep, we all are, aren't we? We don't care about these hedge funds that rip us off, that rip off regular people. So look out for the naysayers. Look out for the cynics who are trying to convince you it's no big deal. You're hurting yourself. Just walk away. There's also a lot of people that are trying to manipulate the system. Yeah, Dogecoin is funny, right? Have you been following this? Dogecoin is up 800%. Look at this. Reddit frenzy pumps up Dogecoin 800%. Why? Who cares? It's funny. You know, I begrudgingly, not begrudgingly, but regretfully lost a large amount of Dogecoin, a very large amount. I don't know where it is. And it may be in the hundreds of thousands of Dogecoin because Dogecoin was worthless. It was worth like 1/10,000th of a penny. So I just had a ton of it because I thought it was hilarious. It's on an old computer somewhere. But what does buying Dogecoin do? Why are people pumping Dogecoin? Makes no sense. I think it's a trick. I think it's a very clever trick. And I think the machine knows they need meme power to manipulate you. GameStop is a meme stock. What does that mean? Well, you got American Airlines, you got Nokia, you got AMC, you got GameStop, you got a handful of others. It's a meme. People are buying into it because it's funny. It's funny to watch Wall Street squirm and beg and cry and weep and demand special rules and accuse you of hate speech. It's funny. It's funny. Well, how do you get people to stop dumping their money into a stock that is destroying hedge funds? You throw them a bone, you throw them a joke. Dogecoin, whoa, look at all the money. Oh, I'm sorry, what's that? You put your money in GameStop? How dumb. If only you had your money in Dogecoin, you'd be rich. Nah, full stop. That's a trick. Dogecoin doesn't do anything. It's funny. I get it. I like the meme, sure. I mentioned I bought some a long time ago as a joke that was worthless and now it's sitting somewhere. But what happens if Dogecoin rallies to $1? $1 per Dogecoin. Some people will make a lot of money. But this is how you hurt the little guy. You see, one of the big problems with the GameStop stock is that eventually someone will be left holding the bag. It's a game of hot potato. As long as everyone keeps trading up, nobody loses money. But eventually there's concerns. The carousel stops. The price goes down, and the last person left holding the bag is left with nothing. Now, in the instance of GameStop, you have 5 million people. You have, in Wall Street bets, and you have probably, I don't know how many of them have actually invested in GameStop, but their total risk exposure is in the couple hundreds of dollars per person. Some people have put in tens of thousands of dollars. They could lose that. But if an individual loses a couple $100, they're not really going to care all that much, right? The problem is, or I should say, for the hedge funds, if you got 5 million people and they each invest $100, that's a collective risk of $500 million. But an individual would only lose $100, so they might be like, that sucks. The hedge fund could lose $500 million, more actually, because they shorted more than 100% of available stock. That's how crazy these people are. So here's what I think's happening. Why is Dogecoin going up? Because it's a meme. And now they've created something funny, and it's get rich quick. What I think is happening, I think that these Wall Street dudes, and I don't know for sure, I'm just saying it's a possibility. I don't like to get into conspiracies, but I just think about how bad this is in terms of what's going on with the GameStop Rebellion. There's probably a lot of people who are investing in GameStop because they want to see the hedge funds burn. There's probably a lot of people investing in GameStop because they want to get rich quick. Everybody sees this post where some dude's up $14 million, $20 million, and they're like, I want to get rich too. All of a sudden, Dogecoin pops up. A do-nothing joke of a coin, and people are buying it like crazy. Will this drive people to pull their money from GameStop and put it into Dogecoin? Because Dogecoin's up 800% perhaps. And what would end up happening, in my opinion, is that it would rescue and bail out the hedge funds to redirect so look at it this way. Imagine 5 million people, and they're all firing, a little laser pointer at the same spot. That is going to be a blinding light of all of those lasers combined. Well, what do you do to stop that when they're all laughing as they do it? You make half of them point their lasers somewhere else, dividing the power of that laser in half. I think that's what's happening. Whether it's on purpose or not, I have no reason to believe that it is. But I do think it's funny that all of a sudden we're seeing Dogecoin and even Bitcoin and silver. There are a lot of people who want to distract you. They want to manipulate. And so what we're seeing, everyone's saying, hey, we got to short silver. Yeah, that's what they're saying now. Oh, silver, because then JP Morgan will feel the heat. You know what, man? There's some people that I know and trust that I like who have been talking about similar things. I'm not buying it. I think there are people now who see this power from Wall Street bets. 5 million people all pointing their energy in one direction, causing massive damage to the system. And all of a sudden now the exploiters come in and people want to make money. Dogecoin. Yeah. Somebody's probably been sitting on trash Dogecoin for a long time. And then they saw this as their opportunity to redirect all that energy. They tried doing it into silver. They're trying to do it into Bitcoin. They're trying to do it into Dogecoin. But that has nothing to do with the GameStop Rebellion. You see, here's what happens. There's a movement online. And we've seen this with like Anonymous, for instance. Anonymous, the hacker group, the protest activists. They all focused their energy jokingly at one target, and they made a meme about it. But when they did, a bunch of activists jumped in and got involved and then changed the nature of what they were doing. What was once just funny has now become politically, a political message. That's kind of what happened with Wall Street bets. Initially, people were trying to buy into GameStop because the stock was undervalued. These hedge funds were shorting it. And so it should have been worth more, but they were trying to, make a profit off shorting the stock, ripping people off essentially. And so a bunch of people started buying it up, and that screwed over the hedge funds. A bunch of anti-Wall Street types, Occupy Wall Street types, and regular people thought it was hilarious and got on board. Now there are people who want to redirect that energy to make themselves rich. Buying into Dogecoin accomplishes nothing. But you know what? Maybe the people don't care. Maybe a large portion of people are just like, ooh, here's my opportunity to get rich quick. And so they'll buy into Dogecoin. I'm not going to do that. It's silly. I think it's dumb. Bitcoin is also skyrocketing. But to be fair, Bitcoin is skyrocketing for a different reason. Elon Musk put Bitcoin hashtag in his Twitter profile. So that I got no issue with. If Elon Musk wants to promote Bitcoin and we're hearing that he wants to put large, what do they say? He wants large transactions of Tesla's balance sheet put into Bitcoin. That's going to drive Bitcoin up to ridiculous proportions. And I'll tell you this, Bitcoin's trading at like 37K right now. My personal opinion, $1 million per coin. I'm not exaggerating. A lot of people don't believe it. They say it can't get that high. Nope. I eventually think it'll be over $1 million per coin. I really, really do. I'm not telling you to buy it. That's not advice. I'm just saying, when I look at Bitcoin, when I look at the breakdown, I look at the technology, I really do think it will be there. I'm not saying soon. I'm just saying I would not be surprised if it gets to that point, especially with all the money printing. But it's up 14%. Now, here's where it gets spicy. A lot of people are saying that the move to crypto, Dogecoin perhaps, does have a reason. It's people taking their money out of the stock exchange and moving it into cryptocurrencies that Wall Street has trouble controlling, has trouble monetizing. So while I can rag on Dogecoin in that capacity, let me be fair. With people moving their money out of these traditional investments, the stock market is going to start losing its market cap. And that will precipitate a major run on the markets where people say, it's dropping. I don't want to be in here anymore. And guess what's going up? Cryptocurrency. Dogecoin serves no purpose other than it's funny. Bitcoin is first in and best dressed. So Bitcoin really is the strong store of value with lots of institutional support and institutional investment. But there's also the likes of Ethereum and several other tokens. They're called ERC20 tokens that exist through Ethereum. But I believe, in my personal opinion, Bitcoin and Ethereum are probably the best bets. And I had a friend recently tell me, I believe it was on the IRL podcast, it was Bill Ottman from Minds, that Ethereum was undervalued. So I personally bought Ethereum. And it went up. It went up a lot. Again, no financial advice. It's risky business. But here's what's going on now. Robinhood has started restricting crypto trading due to extraordinary market conditions. Here we go. There it is. Wall Street is freaking out, period. So while I did rag, I know, Dogecoin people are probably going to be mad at me. I did rag on Dogecoin. It does serve one purpose, one very powerful purpose. It is becoming a store of value outside of Wall Street, and its rapid growth could accelerate people pulling their money out of traditional investments and firms, and that could destabilize the system. Because No one really controls Dogecoin, I guess. My understanding is that Dogecoin is very, very similar, be honest, identical in almost every way to Bitcoin. The difference is the coin cap for Doge is 128 billion, where Bitcoin is 21 million. And I think a lot of Bitcoin has gone missing. I can tell you this, honestly. I think I had like 20 Bitcoin in 2013 on an old laptop that got destroyed and thrown away. Maybe not. I think it might have been around 20 or so. And it wasn't worth that much. So when I lost it, I kind of just shrugged. That's never being recovered. I have no idea where the hard drive went. Shattered, gone. That Bitcoin's never coming back. Something like that. I don't know the exact amount. It may have been like 11 or 13. I just don't remember. There was also some crypto on exchanges that don't exist anymore. Just all gone. I don't know what happens to that stuff. But anyway, I digress. People use Robinhood and they buy traditional stocks. And now they start using Robinhood to buy crypto. Robinhood is locking that down. What's really happening in the whole system is you've got a lot of people. They've been locked up, locked down. They're angry. And they've got stimulus checks and they don't know what to do. And so they're just watching online and then moving in unison like like when you see starlings in the sky in that huge mass or a school of fish. And that's causing serious problems for the system because all of a sudden a hive has emerged that controls more money than a lot of these hedge funds. I mean, look at this. 5 million people on Wall Street bets. If they put $1,400 if every single one of these people put their stimulus check of $1,400, that's coming soon, we're talking, what is that going to be like? You got maybe what was that going to be? Seven or so billion dollars. That rivals these hedge funds, and that energy is being directed and moved. But here's the important thing: it creates trends. When they make moves to crypto, everyone else chases after it. So look, I'm not saying all 5 million of these people are going to invest $1,400. I'm just saying a lot of them have invested some of their stimulus. A lot of them have literally invested their life savings. It's a big risk, and they may lose that. But it's destabilizing the system. It can't carry on like this anymore. Robinhood has not only restricted crypto trading, but they still have restricted GameStop and other hot stocks. They're going to try and come out right now and claim, no, we opened this up. They didn't. They're lying. You can buy a limited number. Now, I tell you where things get really spicy. You mad at Robinhood for doing this? Well, I tell you what. Robinhood raises $1 billion and taps credit lines to make trading of GameStop available to customers. I don't believe it, CNBC. I don't trust you. But what they're saying, without saying it, the founder of Robinhood claimed that it was not a liquidity issue. They say Robinhood CEO Vlad Tenev told CNBC that tapping the credit lines was a proactive measure and denied it was because of a liquidity issue. The question is, does Robinhood actually have the cash on hand for these trades to happen? And were they running out of cash? Because there's a delay. I'm not entirely sure how it works. My understanding is that there's a delay when the stock clears, and Robinhood is trying to make it so that you can trade instantly. But if it takes time to actually transfer the money, which could be a day or so, and people are trading like crazy, then the money's not there, then they lose track and they lose control. They say it's not about liquidity. Why are they raising $1 billion when people are fleeing Robinhood? Then that's something. The regular people are occupying Wall Street in a way they can't control. And they're effectively destroying the system. And they're laughing while they do it. Let me just stress this one more time. Dave Portnoy, let me do this. Dave Portnoy says, I see you're following me now, Vlad Tenev. I'm coming for you and I'm never stopping. Woo! Spicy, bro. I like Dave. Dave's a cool dude. Dave, if you're not familiar, runs Barstool Sports, and he posts a lot about stock trading or day trading and his gains and things like that. And when Robinhood suspended trading on these key stocks, he got angry. He says, I'm coming for you. That anger felt by everybody. I was pissed off. A lot of people are saying they're going to exit Robinhood and they're not going to be using it anymore. If that's the sentiment right now, rage pointed directly at Robinhood, who is going to be giving them $1 billion and why? It's afraid. It's just like the storming of the Capitol, says former SEC commissioner. Just like the storming of the Capitol. Maybe it is. They're dumping $1 billion into an app everyone hates. They are in panic mode. This is amazing. Okay. Look, I'm not going to buy Dogecoin. That's just not me. Because I think, in my personal opinion, people should be focused more on what the hedge funds, who they're shorting and what they're destroying and why they're shorting it. It's a dirty game. A lot of these, I'll just put it this way. I'll keep it simple. These shorts, when they bet against a stock, imagine this. Okay, let me explain a little bit of craps to you. You've seen craps, right? People go to the casino, they throw the dice, comes up 7, everybody cheers. But then when it's called on and they throw 7, everyone's no. Snake eyes can be bad. It's hard to know. So let me explain very simply. When you go to the casino and there's a craps table, you have the pass line and the don't pass line. When you bet money on the pass line, you're saying that in that first initial roll, they're going to come up 7 or 11, then you win. But if it comes up, I think it can come up 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, and I think that maybe 12. No, maybe not 12. But then it's called on, and then you're hoping they roll that same number again. But I digress. The don't pass line is when you bet money that they're going to lose. Let's talk about how these shorts work. Imagine if you could bet someone was going to lose, but then hand a loaded dice to the player so you knew they were going to lose, and then you were guaranteed to win. That's how it works. I make a bet you're going to lose, and then I manipulate the system to guarantee you lose, and then I say, all is fair in the stock market, assume the risks. And when regular people weight the system back, so I'll put it this way. Here's what's happened. The hedge funds bet against you. They put it on the don't pass line. And then they handed you loaded die and said, give it a roll. And then a bunch of Wall Street Redditors walked over and high-fived and said, here's the correct dice. In fact, it's loaded against them. They went, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. I said, don't worry. We just took away your unfair advantage. Now when they roll, they win. And the hedge fund loses, fair and square. And they're outraged. So they call the pit boss down and say, they changed the dice. And he says, did you? And they say, but these are regular, legitimate. Nope, sorry. Shut it down. No more betting allowed. It's a dirty game and it's rigged. So, look, not to overly rag on Dogecoin. It's funny. And if people are moving their money out of Wall Street and putting it to crypto, I think that's still a good thing. But I think the more people put pressure on the hedge funds, the better it will be for regular people. Well, honestly, I don't know what's better or worse. I'm not an advisor. I don't know how things are going to play out, but there you go. I mean, this is where we're at so far. They put $1 billion into an app everyone hates. It's getting 1-star reviews on Google, and people are fleeing the app. And they put $1 billion into it. That's how panicked and desperate they are. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up at 1 p.m. on this channel. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you all then.